just say it, shall we? There is a right way and a wrong way to respond to a disaster. Here's Kamala Harris being asked about Ron DeSantis refusing to take her phone call right after Hurricane Helene.
People are in desperate need of support right now, and playing political games with this moment in these crisis situations, these are the height of emergency situations, is just utterly irresponsible, and it is selfish, and it is about political gamesmanship instead of doing the job that you took an oath to do, which is to put the people first.
Which is to put the people first. Exactly. That's why VP Harris has visited North Carolina and Georgia. She went there to commiserate with the people who were affected and also check up on the federal response. A response that includes the deployment of nearly 1,500 active duty military, the mobilization of more than 6,400 federal personnel, more than 13 million meals, more than 13 million liters of water delivered to those in need. Most importantly, she didn't go there to make it about herself. She was there to bring strength, to console, because that's what a leader does in times of crisis, or that's what they're supposed to do. Now let's look at Trump, who has spread so much disinformation around the recovery efforts that the people doing the recovery are afraid for themselves and are being hindered in their efforts to help people. FEMA has had to actually create an entire webpage to respond to the rumors that he has largely started. Can you imagine? All because he's desperate for attention and doesn't have any other way to get your vote? But Trump's inability to lead in a crisis and his lack of care for families in America shows itself in a million other ways as well. First of all, not only did he roll back flooding standards that were intended to prevent exactly the kind of devastation we're seeing in western North Carolina and other places, but he did it for his wealthy donors. And he diverted over $150 million worth of FEMA disaster funds ahead of Hurricane Dorian hitting the Southeast to give to ICE. He threatened to veto legislation providing almost $5 billion in disaster relief for Puerto Rico after devastating earthquakes. He threatened to cut flood aid for Michigan over his dislike of the state's mail-in ballot program. He called for cuts to numerous programs that help manage or mitigate wildfires. He proposed budget cuts to the NOAA that would have left the U.S. unprepared for extreme weather events. Of course, Project 2025 also calls for such cuts. And we just learned that he refused to give California wildfire aid until one of his staffers told him how many people there had voted for him. Oh, and get this, Trump's Project 2025 wants to get rid of the SBA direct lending program. The SBA, of course, provides disaster relief loans to small businesses and families. I could go on and on because, as I said, there is a right way and a wrong way to behave as a leader in a time of crisis. I think we all know this is the wrong way and that this,
Put politics aside and put the people first.
That's the right way. Because if you're not putting the people first, what the hell are you even doing in leadership?